Okay, today we're going to be replacing a battery, and this is a 2002 Cadillac Escalade. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to remove this bracket that covers the top of the battery. We're going to take out that 10mm screw there. We're going to take out this 10mm screw over here. We're just going to relocate this bracket out of the way. We're going to remove that bolt right down in here. It's a 13mm bolt. We're going to take that bolt out right there. And then what we're going to do, so we can save the memory in the vehicle without losing the memory, we're going to connect up inside the car to save the memory on the computer before we disconnect the battery. So let me get started and I'll show you how it goes. Okay, now we're just going to remove those 10mm bolts that I told you about. You want to be careful that you don't drop them, because if you drop them, chances are you're not going to find them again. So be very careful that they don't fall down someplace. All right, we're going to take out both 10mm, the one that's in the front right here. Once you loosen it, you can take it out by hand. We're just going to take this and we're going to relocate the bracket to the side like that. And we're going to take out that bolt I told you about that's down here. The one that's to hold down, it holds the battery in position. That's a 13mm bolt. We're just going to remove that and take that bracket out of the way. Once you break it loose, you can pretty much turn it out by hand. The bolt. And this is the hold down. We're going to be reusing that now too. Now remember what I told you about the saving the memory. The way we're going to save the memory is we go inside the vehicle. We use a jump start box. We use a cable that actually has a double prong. Goes into the cigarette lighter or the power port right here. This plugs into the battery jump start box. And now by disconnecting the battery, we're going to feed power back through the car to save the memory on the radio and the keys, the programming of the seats. So you turn the key to the on position, leave it in the on position, and then we'll come back outside and disconnect the battery. Check the description down below for my Amazon store. Everything I'm using in the video you can find in my store. There is other type of memory savers. This just happens to be the one that I use because I use it so often. But there is others in my Amazon store. Whenever you disconnect the battery, you always disconnect your negative cable first. Because if you try to disconnect your positive, and this was to touch into the fender, you would have an arc, because the fender and everything made of metal on the car is negative and that's positive. So disconnect your negative first. Just relocate that out of the way. Disconnect your positive. Again, be careful with the positive because you're feeding power back through it from the jump start box. Right, and we can take the battery out. Put the battery in. And once you've got that installed, we're going to reconnect our cables. We're going to connect our positive cable on first and tighten it in. Doesn't have to be too tight, you just have to get it fairly snug. We're going to reconnect our negative cable. Always screw them in by hand. You don't screw it in with the wrench until after you have it caught already by hand. Alright? So that that's caught. We got the negative and the positive on. We're going to put our bracket back down in the bottom now. We're going to reinstall the bolt down on the bottom that holds the hole down in place. Catch it by hand. And then we tighten down the hole down. Nice and tight. Then we're going to reinstall the bracket that we removed. Tighten everything up. And then we just have to tighten the other bolt right here. We're going to reattach the cover over the top, like that. And now we did everything correctly. We're going to go inside, and we should be able to start it up. And we should still have everything saved on the that's it. We're all set. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.